Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? We have morning with SSJ K Dot. We are here. We're back with another stream. These are gonna happen 2 days a week. This is the last stream of the week until next week. It'll be either next Monday or Tuesday. Whenever it gets posted, you guys will know. But yeah. So supposedly the new remake of Proud Family, I guess is a continuation. I don't know, but I think it's a continuation. So Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, has resurfaced with a new episode focusing on some topics about Black history. The show's on Disney. I think it's on Disney Plus. Well, it should be on Disney Plus. It's a Disney product. It's probably on Disney Channel too. I'm not watching it because honestly, I seen scenes that I hardly did not give a fuck about or care for, or there was some stuff I saw on Twitter that put me off from even trying to watch it. But I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I'm not watching it. But I am going to talk about this particular scene that supposedly had some people on Twitter in an uproar about some stuff, and it's them to basically talking about the slave trade and what that entailed and just the history of it. What up, Cam? What's up? Let me go ahead and get into this. So I got all the videos here that I'm going to talk about. Let me go ahead and get these up for you guys, and we're going to go and dive into this. I'm going to be the only one hitting this topic solo for now. And how this is going to go, we're going to cover all 4 scenes. I watched episode 9 last night. The ending almost made me cry. Episode 9 of what? Last of Us? Well, not Last of Us. Wait, yeah, episode 9 of what? Which show? What up, Night? Was good. Glad you made it this morning. Let's go ahead and dive into the first video that supposedly got some people mad and butthurt about some shit. All right, let's go. What up, Snyder Steppenwolf? Was good. Let's dive into this. So this is the first video. Let's go ahead and dive into this, but let me cover this caption real quick and see what this person said. I saw this tweet days ago, but I never talked about it and cover it. So now I'm covering it with this stream here. So liberals leaving. It says, here's some blatant anti-white woke propaganda from none other than Disney. If you're one of the brainwashed sheeple who still go to Disneyland, Disney World, why are you giving your money to racist people who hate you? Well, I mean, Disneyland's expensive in general. I don't think nobody should be going there because Disneyland's overrated, my nigga. I don't give a fuck. That shit's overrated. I'd rather go to fucking Six Flags of Great America. At least I can get through the lines and I ain't got to worry about no bullshit long ass lines. Even if I don't got that fast pass bullshit, Disneyland's overpriced, my nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of the special. I've been there 2 times. Overrated as hell. Overpriced bullshit, that place. But let's see what they're butthurt about. Let's see what they're crying about. Let's go. Wait, let me replay it again. I'll just say this, guys. Let me say this. Um, so far, I mean, they're not lying about nothing. I mean, this is true. Slaves did build this country. Um, though the Washington Monument literally built by slaves. White House literally built by slaves. Many landmarks built by slaves. So free labor. So and we built majority of this shit that these people live in nowadays. But I'll say this about the reparation shit, right? You guys, I'm gonna tell y'all this much. These people ain't finna give us no fucking reparations. They haven't even paid back the Native Americans. They haven't even paid back the fucking Native Americans who, originally this was their land. This wasn't our land, or this wasn't even Europeans' land. This is their land. They ain't even pay them motherfuckers back. Yeah, they got some casinos, but most majority of them living in fucking reservations and shit, and they dealing with all types of bullshit. So don't expect nothing about no reparations, but everything else, they ain't lying about that shit. I mean, we built this country, bro. We did. Come on, let's not act like we didn't. Like niggas really finna act like all these white people got together, decided not to be lazy, and was like, let's go build some shit. Nah, they had fucking slaves. They sent the slaves to do the shit. The reason that's the reason they had slaves, because the motherfuckers was lazy as shit. That's why they had slaves. So they can do shit and they ain't gotta do it. They can just beat somebody ass and make them do it, which is fucking wrong. Oh, come on now. But let's finish this. Let me get to these comments real quick. It was only racist and Uncle Tom's that got angry. Anti-white for teaching about history. LOL. Overpriced. Slaves built the White House. LOL. People felt history. Facts. Disneyland is overpriced. Yeah, I mean, slaves built majority of the monuments in this country. Hey, bro, still waiting for my 40 acres in the mill. Shit, I need 50. 50 acres. 50 acres with a Lamborghini. With a Lamborghini and a John Deere tractor. Hook me up. What up, K-Dots? What up, WZ? Exactly. Europeans stole land for natives in Canada as well. Yeah, is honestly, if they were to look, let's be realistic. Let's say the government did pay us back. Everything the government owns, they would have to give us just by default. That's how much they owe us. 400 years. Let's do the math. That's a little bit more than money. That's what other collateral do you got? You got a house? You got a White House? For sure. Hand over that White House. We're gonna move some people in there. Like, it's a lot of collateral that comes with the reparations that these people are not willing to do. We know what the collateral is that they gotta give up, but they're not finna give it up. And the only way they're gonna give it up is with a fight. So yeah. There's some people that want reparations to happen. You guys, that shit ain't gonna happen. Like, be realistic. Now, there's one thing we could do that we need to start doing as a community, and we're still not even there. At one point, when we had our leaders like Malcolm, Rosa Parks, Thurgood Marshall, and MLK, and so many more, like Malcolm X, with him and his group, man, them motherfuckers was like a united military force. They wasn't a military, but they had order, they had all that and stuff, and they was really, and they was really like a unit. We don't have that nowadays. We saw what the Jews did to Kanye West. We saw what the Jews did to Kanye West, y'all. We saw how they treated him, what they did to him. Whether look, fuck the Hitler it was not a bad person shit, not that shit. But him getting canceled for sharing his opinion and his experience about dealing with Jewish people in the industry. Look at what the fuck they did to him. Chase Bank told them, we gonna give you a limited amount of time to take all your money out this bank. We no longer want to bank with you because you said something about Jewish people. Adidas dropped them. Like, so many of these different corporations just distancing themselves and just dropping this man because he gave an opinion about Jewish people. I ain't gonna lie, as black folk in this country, that's where we need to get. We need to get there as a unit. Like, as a unit, we need to get there. We ain't never gonna get there anytime soon, the way we going now as a community, but that's where we need to get, where we can just go up in there and go like, boom, drop. Just like the Jewish people doing. But that's because they own majority of the corporations, music, all this shit, all that stuff. They have so much power and influence to do these type of things. Not saying they're bad people or anything, but they have that influence, that power in this country. And we barely got any. We barely got any. We think we do, but we barely do. Little Rock, none. Tulsa, the way us black people are treated was just disgusting. I'm Nigerian. I'm glad my ancestors weren't colonized, but the racism is still there. Yeah, and that's also a thing, man. It goes way back, but also people within our own people adding on to helping with the slave trade and not even thinking ahead of what it could cause, and nobody really like coming together and fighting and pushing back. Like, come on, man, all these fucking these white people came into the continent of Africa, and these motherfuckers really just came in there, did whatever the fuck they want. It's like, damn, what the fuck are y'all doing back then? Ain't no fucking way some white motherfuckers on one ship came here and just did all that, got away with doing all the bullshit they did. Like, nah, y'all should have got a spear. And see, that's why people like Shaka Zulu, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Shaka Zulu, man, underrated, bruh. Underrated, bruh. I get it. He did some effed up shit, but man, that motherfucker Shaka Zulu, he wasn't taking no shit off no white people, bruh. He wasn't taking no shit off no white people. He was about that shit. Y'all come into his kingdom. Don't care if you white, you gonna get it. Don't fuck around with me. That nigga was a real life Black Panther. Shaka Zulu, minus some things, is what T'Challa should have been in the MCU. Savage. Not savage like an animal, but savage. The government not giving us nothing. They don't care. The past is the past. Yeah, the past is the past. To me, sometimes, the past is the past to me, right? But to act like we're not owed something is ridiculous, because it's like, come on. Like, y'all, like, they will, jump up in arms and defend these other communities in this country and have their bags, but do the bare minimum for black people. Like, I remember, I live in SF. I remember there was a time when, and this was real, y'all. This was happening. It was like during 2020, around COVID and shit, where some random kids and shit was going around attacking the older Asian people, and they was doing the Stop Asian Hate thing. And I was like, wow. I wish other cities would come together and say, hey, stop black hatred and shit. Stop but stop Asian hate. We should stop Asian hate. Should also stop black hate and all this other stuff, all kinds of hate. But damn, never at any point, when I've been here in SF, have I seen a stop black hate get promoted by this city so heavily. They'll say stop Asian hate. Well, what about the black people? I mean, shit, we going through some fuck shit too. Malcolm X is the GOAT, man. Bro, black people couldn't cancel any. Yeah, then that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying, look, I don't support cancel culture and all that shit. But the fact that if we had to, we can't even do that. This is the only thing we can do. We can only cancel our own people, but we cannot cancel anybody else. We can cancel our own people, but we can't cancel ourselves. That's the only power we got. We can cancel our own people in the community, but we can't even cancel other people if we wanted to. Like, if we really, like, not just getting on Twitter and typing, oh, blah, 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 you're canceled, Liam Neeson. No, he's not. It wasn't just us that canceled Liam Neeson. It was way more people than us that just canceled Liam Neeson. But he's not canceled. I mean, he was just literally showed up in Obi-Wan. So he's not canceled. Malcolm X also exposed the Nation of Islam, F the noise. But through Malcolm, the Black Panther Party were created in 1966, the same year as T'Challa, aka the Black Panther. Yeah, Malcolm X was a real one. And you know what? It was great that him and MLK did come to like a middle ground, before they ended up getting got and getting assassinated. That they, came to a middle ground and finally like, you know what? I see your point of view. I see, your point of view is also cool too. It's, they were still found a way to respect each other even before they got offed and assassinated by the white folks. They owe us a lot. If it was not for our ancestors, America would not be the superpower that is today. Yep. It wouldn't. Shit. We remember during the Vietnam War, they were sending us out there to be fucking bullet sponges. They sent us out there, and they, mind you, it wasn't just black people. The Vietnam War is probably the one war where we took the biggest L because who was the president at the time? Nixon, y'all. Who was the president? It was Nixon, right? Hopefully I'm not wrong. Nixon. That was just sending people to Vietnam, knowing damn well we losing that shit. Sending black people too. Just sending people, knowing damn well we fucking losing that shit. And then he's like, oh well, like, bro, what the fuck you doing? You fighting a war that we are still losing, and we could have been pulled out and got the fuck up out of there, and you still trying to fight this shit? Lyndon B. Johnson. Hold up. Let me see. I think Nixon was after. I might be jumping ahead too far. I swear it was. Eisenhower initiated it. Nixon ended it. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. It was multiple presidents during that time. It was the Vietnam War lasted from 1955 to 75, but Nixon pulled us out like too late. Like, bro, you should have pulled us out sooner. Still making us go over there and do that bullshit. Especially the black folks that went over there and was used as fucking bullet sponges. If people say get over it, like we still not feeling the effects of those 400 years. Yeah, we still feeling up. We like it is. People act like that shit didn't happen not too long ago. Yes, it happened literally over the decade ago. Yes, that's true. But that is still recent. That's still close. Like, we're not even 10 decades away from that shit. We only a decade away. Really. We only a decade away. In the early 1900s, Jim Crow was still around, which was still a little sneaky way of still employing slavery, uses of slavery. Like, it was not that long ago. These motherfuckers act like that shit was long ago. Because look, let's say if it was with the Jews, right? And I just told the Jews, hey, get over World War II. They're gonna tell me World War II literally happened not too long ago. Because it didn't happen not too long ago. It, telling people. Now, I myself, I don't focus too much on that because I know it happened, but like just to tell people to like act like it doesn't exist and just move on from it, it's like you're trying to, you just want people to not acknowledge it or talk about it. You just want to keep moving forward, which is fine, but you need to acknowledge it at least. Don't act like it don't exist. Acknowledge it. Nobody's saying you need to acknowledge it 24/7. Acknowledge it. Act like it's there. And how are you going to fix it? He was killed by our own people, Snyder, but you at that time, they. I mean, yeah, we do. A lot of our own people do kill each other, but y'all, we know some white people was involved in that shit. We know some white people was involved in that shit. Just how they got Malcolm. Well, just how they got Martin. White people involved in that shit too. They don't want to admit it, but they was. The fact that I'm Canadian, but I know a lot of American history makes me feel goated. Gotta have knowledge, man. And also, civil rights era wasn't that long ago too. There are people who lived in that era there. So yeah, my parents grew up literally during the civil rights era. You should know your history, but don't let it hold you back. Yes, know your history, but don't let it hold you back. You still got to keep pushing forward, but know your history. Let's keep going. 40 acres and a meal. Oh, I'm a president. I forgot how annoying her voice was. I'll check it out. Yeah, I mean, I don't see no problem with this here. The only now this just me, right? This just me. Um Proud Family in the early 2000s had a very this is a very much a more direct approach. A more direct approach of talking about this type of uh topic, right? Proud Family did talk about these topics the first part of the series, but it was super fucking subtle. It was, like Static Shock. Um like that most cartoons had a very subtle approach that was very effective. Now, if people don't like the direct approach, okay, I kind of understand because I like the more subtle approach, especially with a lot of these cartoons. This is very much a more direct approach, but still, the message they're preaching isn't wrong or false, really. I mean, it wasn't really false, This isn't even wrong. Now, if they were spreading some misinformation, that's a totally different story, but none of this is misinformation. This is actual facts. If people don't like the direct approach, I can understand that because someone can take this whole message and do it in a subtle way and it'll hit harder. That show hit harder. I'll give an example. Static Shock. Y'all remember the episode with Richie's racist dad? Now, they could have been very much direct in that Static Shock show, and Richie's dad could have been like, "Get that fucking Negro out my damn house, Richie." But dad, he my friend. Get that nigger out my house. He could have been super fucking he could have been straight up. Straight up. But they wasn't too on the nose about it. Like we acknowledge his dad was discriminating against Virgil and he was being racist, but they did it in such a subtle way. Super subtle. And that shit still hit, like it got the message across still. Or the episode where Rubber Band, well, I would say I was a little bit more on the nose. Remember when Rubber Band Man had dyslexia and the whole episode was about him having his dyslexia? Then at the end of it, they did a little Static and Rubber Band Man did a little PSA. That was a little bit more direct, but still kind of subtle. It was still educating the kids in a way. It was still educating the kids in a way, but I was a little bit more like, all right, you going too little too direct. Or let me think. What's the other episode? Or the episode where they focused on gun violence and bullying when that kid was getting bullied and he shot Richie by mistake. That was a little subtle, not too direct. You could have went real far with that, but they didn't go that far with it. Like Richie didn't die in the process. Like they could have really took it somewhere, or shit. That kid could have damn near came up there with an assault rifle and shot that whole bitch up. Like they could have took it real far, but they kept it real subtle. They kept it real subtle, and the same message still got across. For me, this message is not incorrect that they're speaking. It's just that, and I think it's just with this whole reboot overall. I think this reboot overall is more politically driven than the original Proud Family. But this right here is not false. I just think this show, this version, this remake is a lot more politically driven than the previous series, the first the early 2000s version, which is just more about Penny and her, being a kid and going to school and shit. There was episodes where they did touch upon black issues and stuff, but that shit was subtle. It was very subtle, very subtle. Just like a bunch of the early. That's why I prefer cartoons from the early 2000s more, because they had such a subtle way of approaching stuff, but them shits hit harder than the direct approach. Like, it's just something about when you do it so subtle and that shit just hits better than that direct approach. But like I still say, this direct approach that they're doing, the message they're speaking, it's no issue with it. It's just how it's being told. And how it's being told, I mean, ain't really no big issue. It's really no big issue. This isn't the first time Proud Family as a show talked about black issues. That's the thing. Like, this isn't even random. The fucking who's the fucking baby kids, them badass little kids, those 3 little girls, they purple and shit. Them are baby kids. Them are baby kids of the black community. They acknowledge in the original Proud Family. Them are baby kids of the black community. Baby kids is them bad kids. Them are baby kids. Them are baby kids. Proud Family. Yeah, I was shocked at the time that Disney would, and that's back when Disney was good. Like when Disney wasn't afraid to do some shit, like show some fucking baby kids, make them purple and shit. That shit was kind of fucked up, but them some badass little girls and shit. Also check the Proud. I'm gonna check that out. Loud and Prouder, a 2.8 on IMDb. God, I still can't stand that onion headed girl. That the original Proud Family was on the nose too. I still high-key hate this reboot. Yes, why I don't even want to watch, because a lot of the remakes they try to do and continuations, nowadays we live in a society that's more politically driven. Like, yes, politics always been surrounding stuff and it's always been around, but everyone just wants with so much more emphasis on politics, social issues and stuff, which is nothing wrong with it. It's just how you deliver it. I just miss when shit was like subtle and good. Like, people don't know how to be subtle no more, but still impact you in a strong way. Like, sometimes you can be subtle and not have that strong impact. But there's been many stuff that have been subtle, but it had a strong ass fucking impact. Let me get to the next clip. So another clip where someone was crying. So this page is called End Wokeness. This person here was crying about some stuff. So this is a scene from Proud Family, a kids show on Disney Plus. Why are they showing this Black Lives Matter propaganda to our kids? Oh my gosh. I wouldn't say they was. It was a lot more subtle. I mean, if we talking, when I say it was subtle, okay, right. When Static Shock approached certain topics, it never truly went all the way there, but it did enough just to hit it. If y'all remember the episode where Static was dealing with that, where they dealt with the topic of homelessness, that whole episode, right? With that girl who had the powers and she could free stuff and she was homeless and stuff. The majority of the episode, the chunk of the episode, is about Static trying to help this girl out, save the day, and be a hero. But at the end of it, they throw in that little topic where they talk about homelessness and the homeless crisis, how we can fix it and what we can do to help these people out. That's what I mean when I say subtle. Like, the whole episode ain't even really about it. It's still, at the end of the day, Static Shock, show about a superhero, focused on a superhero. It had its politics in it, but it was sprinkled in and delivered in a very subtle way that was good. Mind you, if Static Shock had a higher rating, best believe that episode with Richie's dad, he would have been calling Static all types of N-words. He would have been calling Static a jigaboo. He would have been calling Virgil everything. But it's a kid show. They can't go that far. But if Static was adult rated, that nigga would have said some racist ass shit. Like, he hinted at racist ass shit. He would have said some racist ass shit. What up, Ray? Ray? All right, now let's get to this. So now these people's having issue with this clip here. Now let's get into this here. Now, this is the caption. This is a scene from the Proud Family, a kids show on Disney Plus, where they showing the woke bleed BLM propaganda to our kids. I mean, why not? Why not? Literally, why not? You can't hide. Like, this is the thing with politics in this country. You can't hide this shit from people. You cannot hide from kids that, kids, there's black people that's getting, that's being unjustifiably killed out in the streets. Like, you can't hide that shit. You need to warn these kids about this stuff. Now, that's when you get to a certain age. I think when you gotta start sending your kids to school and stuff around other people, you need to start educating them about some stuff. I'm not saying tell your whole kids everything. Like, I'm not saying you get your 3-year-old child and tell them, hey son, there's cops shooting black kids. Like, no. When your kid got to start going out there in the world, like having to go to school every day, I mean, you gotta warn some of these kids. You gotta warn them about bullying. You gotta warn them about potential racism they're going to run into. Like, you gotta warn these kids. You can't just hide that shit from them. You can't hide it. Shit. Because I know white people don't hide. Let's say a Jewish family. I know a Jewish family does not hide from their children that long ago there was a Holocaust that killed Jewish people, and that Jewish people is also a group of people that get hated on and all that. You don't hide that shit, especially white Jews. You don't hide that shit. They'll let them kids know about their history. There's nothing wrong with educating these kids about their history. I mean, you do it at a case by case thing. Like, as they get older, you start to educate them more and more and more. But I don't like parents and adults that want to hide everything. You cannot hide everything, because you can't want to throw your kid out there and let them experience the world, but still hide them from the world. Like, you can't do both, really. You can't do both. You can try and do both, but if you want people to learn, you teach it to them so the world doesn't have to teach them. Just saying. That's why, in the black community, like how we don't teach our young people about taxes or financial literacy. And then as black people go into the world not knowing shit about finances, and then we get fucked. We get stuck in debt, all this type of shit. Because the other people in the community didn't want to teach their kids about this stuff. And we get sent out there, we don't know what the fuck to do. Like, and there's a reason, and this is the reason. There's a reason they don't teach you credit in school. Because if they taught you how to manage and handle credit, I mean, shit, they couldn't fuck you over. They couldn't fuck you over. They couldn't fuck you over if these schools taught you the secrets to life.
Please put these little kids in cuffs, y'all.
That's who that fool? Oh my gosh. Shannon Sharp. That's Shannon Sharp, y'all. That's that nigga Shannon Sharp.
Audience, no photos, please.
Why are you in riot gear? We don't see no riot here. Come on, y'all. Pick up with the
And look, this is shit they be doing, bro. They be sending like 30 different guards with freaking riot shields and shit just to go deal with some like, bro. Look, the police officers are weak as shit nowadays. Them niggas can't fight no more. They some pussies. They punks. Police officers can't fight no more. Police officers are so afraid to get their asses whooped that they will shoot you, or they will pull out a fucking baton and start beating your ass. It's like, bruh, look, I know I'm still gonna go to jail, but at least run the fade with me. Like, I'm already mad at you. If you win the fight, you still gonna arrest me regardless. You ain't gotta shoot me and shit. You afraid to get your ass whooped. I'm telling you, these police officers, they're afraid to get their ass whooped nowadays because they know damn well they can't fight. If y'all saw the clip recently on Twitter where that white woman pulled out her gun, where she supposedly tried to reach for her stun gun and shot that black dude in the back. It was, look, I get it. He was resistant, but there was no reason for you to reach for your gun and shoot him in the back. And it's like 3 officers there. You telling me 3 officers cannot pin down a one person? Y'all weak as hell. Y'all shouldn't even be police officers if you can't pin down one person. This is what I'm saying. These police officers nowadays, they can't fight. They weak. They like to resort to grabbing guns and shooting people in the back because they're weak. And I wonder, why are you police officer if you can't even handle detaining a person? I get it. Some people are crazy. Some people are bigger than you. But you're weak. You find a new job. Find a new job. I'm sorry. Find a new job. Go do security. You know, all you need to do is just observe and report. That's all you do. Gosh. What up, Chillmonger?
Funny you mentioned something about taxes like 5 minutes ago, right? Guess why I was away? Guess what Chillmonger does? His taxes, baby. You got to do those taxes. They don't teach you that in school. But once upon a time, an ignorant monger once became an educated monger who made his YouTube channel a business, did his due diligence at the end of the tax season, and I'm better off for it, and we're winning. Do it, kids. School's not going to tell you this, but he will, and Chill will.
I'm glad my mother showed me about this tax. I still got to finish. I still got to do mines and get -5. But yeah. As a black community, I'm glad Chill's here. We lack financial literacy as a community, and we need to teach it to one another. But it takes some powerful people in our community to learn it so we can pass on the knowledge. You know, I think there was a time where people was passing down that knowledge, but you know, since we had that, it was after the civil rights era. You know, when crack was was unleashed into our community.
It was released, yeah.
Released into our community. That was one of the things that helped, you know, break down families. The constant arrest of black men and black women just in general for, like, you know, weed. Give you 15, 20 years for some weed. Trying to break up things. And nobody really couldn't. The family unit was being destroyed. The black family unit was being destroyed. There was a time when the black family unit was strong, and then now it's just being broken up and separated. And before the civil rights, there was a time when black people was able to educate their kids better about some stuff. It was a very different time. They had a very different motivations. But nowadays, you know, I'll say this. I do see it online. I do see it on TikToks. There's some black people, you know, trying to teach other people about their finances and stuff, you know, which is cool and all. But within the families, people need to start teaching their kin this stuff. Not just a random person on the internet, but people in the family and stuff. Because I learned most of, you know, my when it comes to taxes, credit, all that stuff from my mom. Didn't learn that from school. I learned it because my mom's good with money. Now, let's say if my mom wasn't good with money, who was I going to go learn it from? The internet, school, some random person off the internet, a book. Maybe a book might tell me, you know, how to learn all that stuff up. But, you know, having someone in your family that knows it, that can pass that knowledge on to you is such a good thing. It's such a good thing having. most of our families like that. We don't got enough people that know this stuff like that.
One difference from now and 60s before civil rights media, like there's depictions in movies of people with dark skin tones and music in the most negative, vile way, which will influence things. So yeah, culture is going to influence what the people become and how they act.
Right.
Not to mention breaking up families, putting a lot of fathers in prison, and just it's very unlikely that the kind of stuff that you're saying and advocating will happen in the home. Can happen. A lot of it is culture, which some people who are not willing to be giving and loving will say, you see, it's the black culture. The blacks do it to themselves. Who's the president of the Universal Studio who released this track, and who's the guy who's like signing these movies where we don't get positive black representation? It's
right.
Back to
They don't. It's a whole system, and mind you, systemic racism is a real thing. Like I say, me, I'm not gonna say this. Like me as a black person, I don't feel completely held back from being able to accomplish what I want. There is a system that is great, and it's always been this way. We've seen it during wars and stuff. There's a little system created to weed out during World War II. There was literally a system created to weed out, to separate Jews from non-Jews. Remember, they had the stars. They would wear the stars on their chest, and they would. Oh, you muted, Joe.
I said just skin color is much more efficient. You don't need the star, no armband, no nothing. It's just, I could be on the phone with you, and if you talk black, I could figure it out.
hey, but what if I talk white though? How would you know?
There we go. You get it across on the phone. Sure.
See, but like that was a system that was implemented for them to figure out during that time in Nazi Germany who's a Jew, who's not Jew. I think it was an armband, or I think it was a star. I could be wrong. I remember it was a star.
Maybe it was a star on an armband. I don't know, but yeah, I get the point.
But you have to wear something to differentiate if you were Jew or not. That was a system created to figure out what's what. And there's the same thing here in America. It's there. People don't want to acknowledge it, but it's there. Sometimes people indirectly create it, but it's also directly created too. Some people have indirectly contributed to creating a system that still exists to this day.
It was a star, says Knight.
Yep. Shouts out Knight. I knew I was correct on that. But yeah, let me finish this clip. Chill, did you see the other clip, the long clip where they was performing it? Or is this your first time seeing these clips?
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I've seen.
Okay, this is my first time seeing this one. I already watched the other one just a minute ago. After I play this, I'll let you comment on it and share your opinion. Then we'll get to the next two clips that I have. And they're not about race, they're about something else. And they're a part of the reason why I don't want to watch this remake. And it's not because of this race specific stuff here.
Telling his goons, Penny, stand your ground. Why are you right here? We don't make you not intimidate us.
Barry, don't just stand there.
Dang, Trudy proud.
Let's go.
Why does he look like the guy from the Bebe Kids movie?
Yeah, sure.
Does he not look like the guy from the Bebe Kids movie?
Oh, he looks like he's got Binky's head shape from Arthur.
Hold on, guys.
Binky Barnes, one of the tough customers. He plays the flute, the clarinet.
That's like the Baby's kid dad.
I don't know this show. Oh, this show.
Let me compare. They look kind of similar. Kind of. I kind of see a similarity. Let's get back to it. But yeah, that's it of that. This whole caption here, I disagree with. Like, why are they showing this BLM propaganda to our kids? There's some stuff kids don't need to see, but kids need to be, especially black kids, need to be aware of this. Like, they need to see it. You can't hide this. Some stuff, for example, sex. That is something like the act of sex, two people intercourse. That should be hidden from children until there are certain
old? When?
I would say about whenever they start teaching sex ed in school. Regardless, this is the thing. Kids are going to find out regardless in school. But the parents shouldn't be like, showing it, unless what they're going to do is they educate the child about it. Like if let's say their child comes to them about something sex related, you might as well educate them on it at that point. Give them the full education. And if you feel like you're not educated enough, do research. Tell them, all right, son, I'm gonna get back to you on this, son or daughter, and then we'll talk about it. But educate them, because if they're gonna ask about it, they're about to be curious. And if you don't answer it or you like leave it up in the air, they might go take part in it. They might get even more curious and try to have sex with somebody. So
okay, so if they're old enough to be fully, this word, I can say erect, right? I can say that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well, I think personally, right? Whenever they start like in America, they start teaching sex ed, and like we took sex ed my freshman year. Mind you, I knew about sex before that because I was exposed to it. But that's when they started teaching it. For me personally, I think freshman year of high school, that's when you start teaching these kids about sex and stuff. Like when they teenagers, they get into high school, they need to be taught about, they need to be educated on sex, condoms, HIV, AIDS, all this stuff. They need to be educated on all of it.
We got that in high school. Yeah, the what's it called? The STDs and stuff. And in grade 9, phys ed is mandatory, at least in the province of Ontario. Okay, so that's something that we got in grade 9. But the final year, what's up, Philip? If grade 5, we had puberty, when it was your body's going through changes, you're going to start growing a hair, and this is the cells that males create. We got puberty, which isn't necessarily sex. We didn't learn how to put on condoms or nothing like that, but
right. And I think puberty, for me, I think puberty is like a separate issue that the parents should definitely educate their kid on. Like when a daughter starts to go through her periods and her going into her womanhood, like becoming a woman, the mom should like educate, tell her about all the tampons, all the shit, everything she need.
I'd much rather know about it than just be bleeding and not understand what's happening to me at 11.
And there's some parents that don't educate their kid about it, and they just go in blind, and they'll resort to Google telling them. Mind you, Google isn't always wrong about everything. I mean, shoot. Before I went into work last night, I watched a video related to something that I needed for work, and it was pretty much accurate information. It was a video on YouTube. It was about how to administer an EpiPen. That's something you can easily find. Go on the internet, watch a YouTube video. Somebody will teach you about it, and it'll be pretty accurate information.
Yeah.
But that should be the parent's job to educate on that part. There's some parts where the school has to step in and do their part, like math, science, all that other stuff. But when it comes to puberty, the parents need to like be ready to educate the kid, especially the fathers. And the fathers need to be a little bit more professional about it. Not so like, son, like the cliche talk fathers have with their kids, like, hey son, just go bust your nut, blah blah blah. Like not really talking about everything.
Yeah, sure.
Responsibilities, the consequences, wearing the condom, all that stuff. Like you got to get deep into it with them. Let them make their decisions, let them learn, but educate them. Be professional about it. Don't hold it back like that. Talk. If your child has answers, talking about it, answer the questions the best way you can. Now, there's some questions you may not want to answer, but you might as well answer it. Because if you don't answer it, and if you don't tell them, someone else in the world will tell them. And you're going to be mad when someone else is telling your kid how to do this, and that. If y'all seen the Bronx Tale, we seen what Robert De Niro's son, what's his name? Sonny? His name was Sonny, right?
I think so.
No, Sonny was the gangster. Sonny was the other gangster. And he had a son. Sonny the gangster was teaching Robert De Niro's son things that Robert De Niro, the father, did not want his son to know. And someone else was teaching, and that's what I say. You teach your kid before someone else teaches them. And you can't be mad when you're not doing your part that you want to do. Just saying. The birds and the bees. Gotta talk about them birds and them bees. When I have to talk to my son about it, I think I'm gonna have an easier conversation with it if I have a son. My daughter, I'm gonna let her mom talk to her about that.
But you're talking about race, though. When it comes to race, which is we kind of took a sidetrack. But when it comes to race and it's discussing this, it's a totally different situation between whether you're white and then everybody else.
Right. I think with race, I mean, there's a certain age you can't articulate, like especially like to a 3-year-old. But I think a kid in elementary, you should start teaching about this stuff. Like kid in elementary should start knowing about this because in elementary, you know, we took history classes. They didn't get as deep as when we got into high school. We got into deeper stuff, but especially history. Like, you know, if some kids bring up stuff about history and you're talking about American history, mention some of this stuff. Don't give them misinformation.
Yeah,
but give them some information.
My theory is to shield somebody young as long as possible. Don't that information that people were discriminated against and treated as slaves for years and were looked at this way, that doesn't need to happen. That like people who are young don't need to happen. That kind of information.
Well, if I had to educate them on it, I wouldn't be like I don't want to have a child that's going to be so fixated on it, right? Fixated to the point where they're just stuck on the past.
What is it though? It meaning history or the discrimination currently? That I can fly with that one. Teaching about the prejudice that you're gonna face just because your skin tone.
I'm trying to find the best example of what I mean. You ever met those black people that
your coworker who just wouldn't let it go and it was always beyond those topics and never talked to you about anything else? Those guys?
Yes. Or you ever met a black person that said black people can't be racist?
I've heard it.
Those type of people I'm talking about. I don't want my child to be like that. I want my child to be knowledgeable on history, and I want them to still be able to move forward and keep pushing forward, but still not forget where they come from. But I still want them to continue living life as normal. I don't want them to be so fixated on it. I don't want them to be so focused on it. I don't want them to be miserable. I want them to be able to have this knowledge, but still live life. Live life and all that. I don't want them to be so fixated on it. Because my parents, they grew up during the civil rights movement. But I'm going to tell you this much. They're pro-black, but they're not like Brother Hotep Dot, pro-black. They're not like Dr. Umar. Like, I don't want a child that's like Dr. Umar. That's the best. I don't want a Dr. Umar. I do not want a Dr. Umar. Hopefully my child is like a Malcolm or preferably a Martin.
Okay, now I don't know what you mean, actually. I don't want my child to be Dr. Umar.
To be like a Dr. Umar. A Dr. Umar is not the pro-black I want my child to be.
Are you specifically talking about marrying white women? Is that it?
No.
Is that all?
No, I don't want my child to be like a
symbol.
I just don't want them talking, acting like Dr. Umar.
Okay.
I want them to be more like.
You said Martin.
I want them to be more like MLK, Denzel Washington, or even Morgan Freeman when it comes to talking race. Denzel Washington, he's heavily pro-black, but he doesn't let it ruin what he's doing. He doesn't let it stop him from going out there and acting in roles. He doesn't let it stop him from expanding his craft.
He's like Idris Elba.
Or Idris Elba. Yeah. Did you see his tweet?
I saw what he said. I'm not a black actor. I don't treat myself like that. And I'm like, that makes sense.
That's what that's what I want.
But then look at Boyega's tweet, who said the problem is that they target you and label you a black actor. He's getting his hat. The problem is that they label you. All right. He's like, identify what the issue is.
From the whites.
Yeah, sure. I think that there's something. I think their discussion that they're back and forth, which they never really tagged each other, but that is like such a minor issue to me. I'm like, sure, don't call yourself black actor. Don't blackify yourself. Make yourself an actor amongst actors, sure. But then John Boyega's right. It is them. It is Disney. It is Warner Brothers and these studios who are the freaking B words.
He be taking it too far, Snyder.
I don't agree with the marrying thing. Like, if I'm in the same room as somebody who's white and I'm, ticking all the boxes, I'm not gonna stop that from blossoming.
Right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the episode where like Doctor, all right, you taking it too far. Everybody mixed. I'm sorry, everybody's mixed. I'm part Native American and I'm part European. Y'all know how I'm probably part European. Y'all can assume.
Oh,
ancestors. Yeah.
I was just listening to Planet Fanatics, and Deshaun was like, "They sure hated us, but they didn't mind effing us." He said,
and that's the weirdest. Real quick, just before I get to the next video, that's the weirdest thing. And this is what I say. They liked us. They were just afraid to admit it. Because if you hate something, why would you have sex with it? Like, why would you have sex with something you hate?
You shouldn't be able to get up for that.
There's people who, there's like guys who, for example, I like me some big women, y'all. There's guys who who's like, I despise fat women, but they'll never have sex with a fat woman. They'll literally disrespect a fat woman in front of them just to make sure the woman doesn't even like press upon them anymore because they don't want to sleep with a fat woman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you say you don't like fat women, then you go sleep with fat women. I'm sorry, you like fat women. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's it's a whole psychological thing. It's a whole psychological, because that used to blow my mind. You hate black people, but you sleep with like that doesn't make any sense. So you hate us, but you're willing to take your body part and put it inside someone else's body part,
even though it's property. It's not a person; it's property.
Yeah, your property. It's like, you know what? When we had the Civil War in America, I wonder if the North and South would do that to one another. They hate each other so much that they would just still have sex with each other.
It's a fetish.
And that's the thing, even if it's a fetish, they still like it. They still like it. They don't want to admit it, but they like it. People create reasons in their head just to hate somebody. People make up shit just to create lies and stuff just to justify why they're doing something. I don't. When Chill sees the rest of Attack on Titan season 4, then I can
thank you.
say this.
You can say it. I'll just unplug my headphones for a minute.
This is not even spoiling.
All right, I'm still not listening.
Eren Yeager is justifying what he's doing. He's justifying what he's doing. There's no way you can justify and rationalize what you will make up shit in your head just to justify what you're doing. You will make up shit in your head to justify your fuck shit you're doing. You really don't want to do it. Or you do want to do it. But you'll make up shit just to not do it. It's a weird thing. But all I gotta say is this. Those white people, like black people, you are not going to have sex with shit you don't like. I'm sorry.
Do you know that your ancestor who mixed, right? So the first person who would be the offspring of the white guy, was that person loved or treated like half you're allowed in the home? Like, do you know the story of that?
No, they was straight up slave, like rape. Straight up slave, rape. I can't get deep into other history. I can't get deep in that yet. Someday. But yeah. Obviously, just like many other slaves, rape, Not gonna lie, there's some white men that fetishize black men. There are brothers that sadly fetishize white men, and both you messed up. As far as the fetish,
it's not messed up to me. I don't know.
Like this thing. I don't have look. This is the thing, right? I ain't gonna trip if some white girlfriend walk over to me and go like, I ain't finna trip. Nah, I can't because shoot. At this moment, your man's is taken. Pretend ring. I'm taken. But I ain't finna trip if some Asian girl wanna come in and she wanna get, you know, a little freaky deaky. I ain't gonna trip if some Samoan girl wanna come with me get freaky deaky because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna trip. I ain't finna be mad. Hey, cause look, this is the thing. I fetishize other races too. I ain't gonna lie. I never always want to have sex with an Asian woman. No, I did. Never had sex with a fit Samoan woman. I always wanted to have sex with a fit Samoan woman, a fit one. I never had sex with a big Samoan woman. I always want to have sex with a fit Samoan woman, a fit one. Like all, you know, tight and slim and stuff. I always wanted to have sex with a fit Samoan woman, and I probably never ever will. I always wanted to. Always wanted to.
I hope she's not watching.
Hey, I'm just being honest. I'm just saying I have no issue with the fetishizing thing, but I can see where people have issue with it, but I don't have no issue. Like I'm not even mad. Hey, if a white girl wants to come get smashed by a brother, be my guest. Yeah. Shoot. We just doing our part in
diversifying our portfolios.
Yes, we are actually we're like Marley. Except, you know, we're not we're like the Eldians. We're just expanding the population. We're just making sure we just wipe out, you know, Marleyans and stuff, and making sure we stay dominant. Just saying. We're trying to thin out.
I was just saying, don't talk about race when it comes to your kids. Keep that stuff, the history of it, until like a more suitable age when people are a bit older. So at the late stages of primary school, right before you begin high school, I think that's a good time to actually introduce the history of it and let people know that slaves, I can say the S word, right? SLAVE. I think I can say that. And
you're not gonna get dinged for it.
And the word that begins with R2, that kind of behavior took place in the past. I think that's when you can get to like grade 7, grade 8, you get into the gory pieces. But like when someone's younger, keep it Rosa Parks. Keep it. Can you believe that people were treated differently just because of how they looked? I'll take that. But the slave part is like, oof, I don't want anyone to look at anyone else at an age when they might not be too able to, I don't know, be developed.
Yeah,
you don't be looking at other people going, oh, you must be slave, you must be unworthy because your history. Oh, to me,
yeah, because I was saying kids just be saying anything too. Like you give them knowledge, and they'll just be going out there saying it and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's why you suppress some stuff, because kids don't have a filter.
Yeah,
kids do not have a filter. We got 2 more clips. These are not race related, but they're just, and these are probably the reasons I wouldn't even watch this show. But let me bring it up. It's these 2 things here. So caption, it's only 47 seconds. You guys, this is the only topic for the stream, unless Chill did have another secret topic, but this is just the only topic for the stream. This person saying, what the fuck did they do to this show? Who is responsible? Let's go.
He admitted he only dates white girls. And I told him I couldn't be around anyone like that.
Good job, Zoe.
Especially when it hurts my friends.
What? Especially when it hurts my friends. Fuck your friends. Go get you some dick. What?
I think there was more to it. Maybe.
Yeah, let's see what else you got to say. Look, Zoe never get no. Look at her. She don't never get no play. This is her one time she gets some, you know.
But if the guy was hateful and he's like, "Oh, I don't even date them because they're,"
that's if the guy was hateful. Let's see. You know, let's see.
I'm sorry, guys. I really didn't get it.
Uh-oh, check out Kanye.
He's mine.
Wow. The sister don't even know, does she?
Look, Zoe, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, Noah's the jerk, not you.
And we're sorry for how we acted at the princess party. It wasn't cool.
Girl, we're so sorry.
Please forgive us. We totally messed up.
Look, at the end of of the day, this is why we girls have to stick together. Boys are overrated.
Yeah, sisters before misters. What?
Anti-man propaganda.
Oh my god. No, I like that. I don't know what happened at the party though. She said something that they did at the party. Maybe I gotta watch this whole episode to see how Penny acted out. But sisters before misters, it rhymes.
First, look, I've ever seen, like, okay, let me finish it.
This is fine.
Oh, sorry. Something Sugar Mama said. How about bumper?
Now, that's my thing, right? I have no issue with people having preferences, right? Now, me personally, as a guy, I would date probably any girl from any, any ethnicity, any race, whatever.
We got that covered, K-Dot.
Right. I mean, that's not going to stop me from wanting to be with someone. I think what's going to stop me from wanting to be with somebody or get with them is going to be down to personality. If they're, like.
Yeah, I know personality.
Down to personality at that point, like how you act. Are you too ratchet? Or what's up? What like your qualities? Skin color, that's not going to stop me. Now, if someone, like for example, somebody's black, right? If somebody's black and they only want to date black girls, I have no issue with that. In my opinion, I think you're limiting yourself. But hey, if you just want to date black girls, it's fine with me. Or if a white person goes like, I just want to only date white girls. I mean, dude, that's fine. I ain't tripping. But what if an Asian girl comes to you? She has the qualities you like, and she likes you. You're going to pass her up because she's Asian? Now, if you want to, that's totally fine. But a girl it just ends up in your life, and she's the qualities that you like. She's hot, sexy. You don't give her a chance because she's Asian. Because she's Asian. I mean, it's like how some girls don't give guys a chance for being too short, which is fucked up. But hey, it's their right to, because people they have preferences. People are very picky about who they want to be with, and they're giving their body and their mind and their time to somebody that they want to get romantically involved with, and they want to be attracted to this person, physically, all that stuff, and there's some people that just have some strict preferences like that. Like, I'm sorry. And there is some black dudes that only want to date white girls. There's some black dudes that only want to date Asian girls. There's white dudes that only want to date black girls. I don't trip off it. As long as you ain't being hateful about it. But have your preferences. And like I say, not everybody's preference makes sense. I'm going to tell y'all this much. Like the whole thing with girls that don't want to date short dudes. Like, okay, I can understand it. You want to date, but it's like, just because he's short.
Just don't say that doesn't make sense. Some are going to be unreasonable to you, but matter the most to anyone else.
I don't think.
I don't want to give away my marital status or relationship stuff or nothing, but like
there's
religion is my thing. Do you think religion is a preference that is too extreme, or is it an understandable one?
Nah, I think it's for some people. I think there is some couples. I actually know some couples where they have like totally different religions, but they like make it work.
I think anything can work. Sure, height difference or whatever you're in there. If you're like nobody with glasses, you find out the one with glasses. You guys get together happily ever after. And
I actually got an example for you. I'm not going to exactly say it, but me and my girlfriend have two very different religious beliefs, and I told her this: if you ever have kids, and she wanted our kids to believe what she believes in, I wouldn't be mad at it. Because as long as our kids are still good people, I'm not tripping. And once our kids get older and if they choose to want to believe in something else, that's totally right to.
For everybody.
As long as it's something that they're believing in that gets them to be good people, I'm not tripping off it. But if it's something that's like I don't know, they freaking praise
the Lil Nas X shoes.
Carly, how they was like praise Thanos and stuff from as long as it's not like that, they're praising Thanos and stuff, that's fine by me. But I was like, yo, if you want our kids to believe whatever religion you believe in, I'm not tripping about it. I'm just gonna have my belief, and you can have your belief. But the thing about it is, me and my girlfriend barely talk about our religious beliefs. We only talked about it once. Because I don't really care about talking about religion and stuff, and she doesn't really care then.
And for you, that works. But then there's going to be the other people who are like,
right, there's some other people it just can't work. Like, you know, someone's Jewish and they're getting with a person who's Christian. I understand that that's a deal breaker and it's hard, but it might work. It takes some, you know, but it can work. It's not always going to work, but it could work. It could work. It work. It's just also respecting each other's beliefs too. It's like, you know, as long as you're not like going like, oh babe, why you believe in that? That sucks. Because, you know, yeah, why would you, you know, you wouldn't be together if you was just going to keep bashing what, you know, your partner believes in.
What about weight?
Unless it's something that's affecting them negatively.
Oh yeah, that could happen. Now, like you're spending too much money given to charity, and it's like, what?
Right, and it's like, yo, babe, we got bills to pay. What you doing?
What about if you as the guy, you know, you're a pig, whatever, but you like thin women. During the relationship, she's not thin anymore. Do you go like, you know, yo, I need thin. Hey, get in the gym. I know you just had a kid, but figure it out. That's to me, that's ridiculous. But part of the thing that you like about her is the body.
That she was and that's fair. Like, well, that's it. It's the things that they can't change where it's like it's really not fair.
It's like unfair.
Like you can adjust your weight. You can you know, your teeth, you can brush them. You have the option to either have nasty teeth and not brush them, or to brush them and have clean white teeth. I don't have an option to change my skin color. I don't have an option to change my height. I don't have an option to change my ears. You know, oh shit.
But she has an option to choose the height and the ears, and she has the choices.
Right, which is fine. That's why I can even though I think some of it is unfair.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it because even I have my own preferences where I'm like, I can be a little bit unfair. Like, you know, I like girls with dimples. Some girls don't have dimples. I like girls with dimples because I got dimples. So, you know, if you don't got dimples, I can't mess with you.
Okay, K-Dot.
What? It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Preferences. Curvy, thick women. Yes. Shouts out thick women. You guys, personally, me, I don't like thin girls, like super thin girls. Like if you like twig, yeah. If you're kind of like slim, yeah. Slim thick, not slim thick, you're cool with me. But I like women with some meat on their bones. You know. I don't like real skinny things. It's like touching an infant baby and stuff, you know. It's like I'm such a it's all squishy and stuff. Like, no, like you are too fragile for me. I need you to have some like meat on your bone. You're too fragile. I don't like touching infants. They too fragile. You know, my hands is so, you know, big and stuff, and it's like it's a little thing. You too fragile. You gotta go. Get out of my hands. Not gonna lie, I can't bend. I don't blame you. That's just like you guys. And I'm not saying that your preferences aren't fair. Like if you as a black dude only wants to date Samoan women, and I know some black dudes that literally, well, they don't only like dating Samoan women, but they just happen to always get stuck with dating Samoan women. And it's a Bay Area thing. A lot of black men do end up dating Samoan women here in San Francisco. They end up with Samoan women or Latinas. Samoans, Latinos, or black girls. Asians and whites is kind of like it's almost a little rare, but you know, if they do end up with an Asian girl, it's usually the urban ones that they end up with. I need that slim thick with a little bit of meat on it. I feel y'all. Last clip. We need to. So, where's her tweet? Okay. Last clip here. I've seen some people trip off this clip here. I watched some of. I watched it.
Oh, StreamYard. Okay, Proud Family. Yeah.
Oh, shouts out StreamYard making an appearance in Proud Family. But so I didn't like this scene here. Let me play it back. Let me play this and I'll tell you guys. But it's part of the reason why I don't really want to drive with this remake. I don't remember Penny friends being this messy. I remember some of them being like, cliche, girls and stuff, like, kids, high school kids is messy, like super duper messy to each other. I don't remember them being this messy, especially to what's that white girl's name again? The white girl, Zoe. Let me play this.
We need to talk about that little incident in the cafeteria today.
When your tracks fell into your mashed potatoes, girl, you'll be okay. Hair is protein.
No! You know what I'm talking about, Penny. Noah only dating white girls.
Yeah, no chocolate, no caramel, no sprinkles, no nothing.
Now, this is the thing, right? And I ran into black women like this. Look, if Noah's coming to you, let's say Noah, he comes to you like he's saying some slanderous stuff to you and talking bad about you and attacking you, that's a different story. But if the dude likes white girls, let it be, right? Unless you like the dude, and this is what I think. The only reason you would really be mad is like unless you really like the person and you're trying to get them like, man, well, don't want to date me because I'm black. Like, well, he doesn't want to date you. Go find a different dude. There's like a pool of dudes at this school that you can date. Noah's not the only dude. But let me continue. It's not just black women, it's Asian women too. It's women. It's not just black women that do this. It's other people too, especially black men and Asian men. Other people do this too. If for this particular situation. It's like, why do you care if Noah doesn't?
If Noah didn't want to date me because of my appearance, I would lose respect for Noah. I wouldn't be in this group chat. I would just have zero care for Noah.
You're right. It's like I wouldn't care for Noah at that point. Like, freak Noah. All right, I'll just go. Hopefully, find somebody else that will be attracted to me, which somebody will.
Yeah.
I don't. My chances may be slim, but somebody will at least find me attractive and want to talk to me and, give me a chance.
Don't act like you didn't feel some type of way, Proud.
Yeah, what's wrong with us?
Girl, we do not have enough time for that conversation.
Oh, you're right. Bye.
Look, there is nothing wrong with you or any of us. He just likes Zoe.
Because she's white. Right, Maya?
My cousin lives down the street from him and says he only goes out with the vanilla.
That's not Zoe's fault. Besides, we don't know that's true.
And Penny does bring up a good point. That ain't even Zoe's fault.
Yeah.
And let Zoe be happy with her man. Like, come on, shit. And this is the one time Zoe, like, I don't remember if you guys would correct me or not. Zoe never ever I don't remember Zoe ever having a chance to like, for a dude to come up to her and like finally want to date her.
That wasn't Zoe. Zoe was watching La Cienega get all the action.
Right. Zoe was a nerdy girl. Even we remember in the movie when, she was the odd man out. She couldn't really dance. We found out, she could dance. She had the little, but it's like she was literally depicted as the quirky, clumsy, nerdy girl that nobody wants to date. She's super skinny. She got no booty. She's not really attractive. Zoe finally has someone that likes her. And it's like, damn, y'all can't be happy for her shit. Let her be fucking happy. Like, Penny and every these girls in their group can get any dude they want. They have the looks to get any dude they want. Penny can get any boy she wants at her school. Any boy. Let Zoe have her moment. Let Zoe have this moment. It's finally her time to shine. Let her have it.
It's nice that Penny was like, we don't know what he's about. We don't know he only dates white girl. Right. We're just going off of what the neighbor said because the neighbor noticed it. But that's all. And Penny's being very reasonable about this. Now, later on, they can start losing respect for him. But again, losing respect for him is not enough ammunition to start hating him and think he's a bad guy. He's still, in my books, what's his name? Noah? Noah is allowed to like whoever he likes. Now, he may lose my love because, oh, Noah, you don't like me because of how I look. F you, Noah. That'll happen. But it doesn't mean like You are trash, and you're a problem. I get it. I know how you, as Noah, could be interested in specifically white women. In our Instagram feeds, it's recommends to us. There's just an algorithm that pushes these beauty standards, as well as Hollywood and things like that are going to affect the way that you see white women, and you may think of them as better than. I understand how you could come to that conclusion. For white women, I mean, if you like enough pictures of Asian women, black women, that'll pop up on your feed also. I get it. But I'm just saying that it's still not crossing a line to me. I'm not Dr. Umar with it. He's okay.
Oh my god. Hey, there's nothing wrong with,
making some snow angels.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with dipping into the snow angels. Right. Freak Dr. Umar. What you talking about?
Sometimes I want to go skiing.
Same. We all want to try and dip into that area at some point. Let's continue the clip, guys. Now this last part, this last part, and this is my other issue with the show. We're gonna get to that soon.
Just because your cousin says so, he could be dating Zoe for Zoe. Have you guys ever thought about that?
Well, what I do know is we voted, and Becky with the red hair is officially uninvited to the princess party. Who's that?
Zoe?
Yep, Becky with the red hair. And
You're stinking up for her. You're good. Penny doesn't have to be nervous.
And that they talked so much shit about Zoe, then just ran away.
Who sent her the invite?
It was probably the dude that got booted.
Yeah.
That the gay dude that got booted.
All you gotta do is copy the browser and paste it. That's all it takes.
Wait, but how did she get into the conversation though? Someone had to hit accept invite.
Yeah, that's just TV. Yeah.
It was probably Penny. Penny set it all up, or the writers snuck into the show like She-Hulk did, and switching stuff around, broke the fourth wall.
Nah, Dejanay wanted her to hear that.
But, and this is look.
Oh, I have a real answer. After he gave her the link, he was also the one who pays for the StreamYard account. So because he's a moderator, he got Zoe in. That's how.
Hey, shouts out to causing discourse. Yeah, WZ. We are talking about the Snow Bunny crisis. Yeah, I mean, this is part of the reason I don't even watch it. Because look, I don't think a lot of remakes today of our previous cartoons are like even that good. Because I said this earlier in the stream. I think this Proud Family now is a lot more politically focused. There's nothing wrong with them talking about the Black History thing. That was fine. I understand why a show like Proud Family would cover that in the way it did, especially during Black History Month. It's a TV show with an all-black cast, and you think they're not going to talk about? I mean, you would expect that they would cover it. Not even a show about Asian people, a whole Asian cast. You would expect that they would cover, a significant thing about Asian people. And bring up some, like if it was
fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat. You remember the Jackie Chan Adventure Show?
Uh-huh.
Let's say if the Jackie Chan Adventure Show was still existed today, and Chinese New Year happened. You think they're not going to have a special Chinese New Year episode?
Kung Hei Fat Choi.
Like they would have a total Chinese New Year episode. That's expected. That's a given. If it was a show about Jewish people, and the episode took place on a day of the Holocaust. Well, it took place across many days, but a significant day that celebrates, not celebrates, but honors Holocaust, the people that died in Holocaust, and survivors. I would expect for them, they don't have to, but I would expect for them to do an episode touching upon that, especially if it's a show dedicated and it's about Jewish people, just a cast of Jewish characters. Not saying it's about Jewish history, but it can just be a cast of Jewish people and they're, time traveling. They're time traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they cover a topic like that. I don't, these people that are reacting to these counts like this, like, why are they showing this? Like, why not? We like to show our kids other stuff. We like to show our kids media with guns and violence and stuff. But hey, we still show it to them.
Well, I would say the reason why this person put that tweet up, I just read the account. I can figure it out just by looking at it. This is an advocate for white supremacy, and is just trying the hardest job possible to villainize this action, which is and the show, like you're saying it's political. I'm going to use another different word. It's got sensitive themes in it, and the sensitive themes is fine. If the show is dominated by it, you kind of lose your point. It's really not fun anymore. They had a little bit of jokes inside there, though, like with the vanilla and chocolate when the girl was talking about how he dated, mixing it up. There was the physical humor where Zoe enters the stream, so it was enjoyably funny, and there was jokes mixed in there. So yeah, that's cool. I'm good for that. But
that's why, that's why I said with Static Shock earlier. Like, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't watch that show every day if the only thing it talked about was just like a different. They was just,
I know,
I just want to see Static go beat up Ebon. I just want to see Static, in gear.
And they don't underestimate the value in that. How many white kids watched Static, a superhero, for 30 minutes with dark skin, and even if the episode has nothing to do with reversing racist the system and all that stuff, even if there's no lesson in it, the fact that they are sharing and spending their Saturday morning with that character is doing wonders. It is healing. Yep. So Proud Family with this little group, this quartet of people, and then there's Zoe also there who's white, and it's showing the integration of like friendship and stuff like that. That is valuable. So go show me an episode where they're doing their volunteering after school to get their hours up. Do you guys have that? Do you have to volunteer for like 40 hours before you graduate from high school? We have that. We have to graduate. We need that 40 hours of volunteer.
I think we did. I don't remember. If we did, I don't think it was 40 hours. Well, no, I think they.
Anybody who
they
that
used to have it.
So.
It's not new to it in America. I don't remember if I had it.
America's a big place. They may have it in some school
boards. They
definitely
have it in some states. I don't think we had it specifically for our year.
Yeah.
But I do remember people, in class years prior at my school that did have to do that. I think at most what we did was we just did the senior cleanup day where, we just, where the teachers basically all make us slaves and we, clean off their boards and stuff, wipe them down, help move around their stupid chairs and stuff for the next semester and all that.
They do it halfway in between. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't I just want the original cast. Like this, I forgot some of their names anyways, but Penny, the girl in red, Zoe,
La Cienega,
like these two people, I don't know. It's just like with I'll use a better example, to this new Ben 10 reboot. Like, it's just
Dwayne McDuffie's creation.
Yeah, the new reboot.
Hey, Big Bro, WZ, Knight, wherever you guys are in the world, Snyder, tell me if they do the volunteer thing in your school. I'm interested, please.
Like, even this, it just messes up. Some shows, just leave them alone. Please just leave them alone. Don't try and update them for today. Just leave them alone. Or if you're going to bring them back, make it what it was. Leave it alone. Some stuff you can modernize it, but this ain't the modernizing I'm talking about. This isn't modernizing. The Proud Family, Loud and that's not modernizing. This is a shows back in the early 2000s. Cartoons is better than most cartoons today. I can admit that. But now I default to anime. Anime is my new animation that I gravitate to. That fills in the void where early 2000s cartoons used to fill that spot. Or 90s cartoons and stuff. Even though I wasn't born in the 90s, I did watch a lot of 90s cartoons and stuff that I did like.
What's the must-watch anime after Attack on Titan? Is it My Hero? Is it Jujutsu Kaisen?
I'd say it's definitely one of them is a Chainsaw Man. I just finished that. Yeah. That show was tight. That show was tight. They literally have a Attack on Titan season, whatever, episode 5 in that show.
I get it.
They have episode 5. It was pretty wild. Pretty wild. I'm excited for season 2. But I say right now it's My Hero. They're about to get their season 6. Deku's supposed to become some vigilante. some vigilante type of character. That's supposed to be an arc. One Piece. What else? One Piece, Chainsaw Man. I'd say Attack on Titan for sure. It's one more. What am I forgetting?
Black Clover.
Nah, Black Clover is like a people don't really like Black Clover like that. I can only just say right now Attack on Titan. Well,
Hunter x Hunter. Wait, where's Perp when we need him? Oh, by the way, we're doing Perp stream. When is Perp stream? When did he invite us?
I think that's. I'm not going to show it on stream, but I think that is. Let me look again.
Because I haven't watched Ant-Man. I don't know if I have to watch it tonight or later.
Saturday night. It's him. Saturday. So tomorrow.
Oh, I got time.
Well, it's Saturday. I might watch that. Ant-Man.
Look at where we are with the MCU. That used to be a Thursday, no doubter. Got to avoid the secrets and stuff. Now I can just what do I got to say?
I'm gonna try and go watch. I mean, I already seen MODOK. I'm not gonna show him on his stream and spoil it for nobody, but I seen what MODOK looks like.
I saw, and it was not pretty, not at all. MODOK for me.
I mean, the suit was like the suit. You know that the suit looked good. I think the face did not have enough detail that it needed, like to make it more grotesque. It looked too normal. Yeah, it was a big head, but it looked too normal. It looked too much like a clean face. Too much like a clean face.
Yeah.
But I'm down. I am gonna watch it before Saturday. If I don't find a version of it that looks good on the web, I will go and just watch it in theaters. I'll just go watch it in theaters. Because look, hey, at least it's not Black Panther 3. It's Ant-Man. So, that's the thing. I'd rather go watch an Ant-Man movie than go support a Black Panther 3.
The dude who does my taxes told me just now, just like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Keep that movie ticket receipt. If it's content and it's meaningful and it is business related, it's a write-off. So I'm going to be writing that ish off.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like all 100% of that movie ticket written off. So I'm gonna go to the IMAX or the 3D or whatever expensive thing it is. Don't gotta worry about it.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm gonna use it, right? Every 33 burning questions, I'm probably gonna use something from Quantumania. It's not like a lie. It's not a stretch. This is literally part of the business. So yeah,
might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, that's the stream. That's the stream. We got through it. Shouts out Chill for coming in clutch today. I'm glad to have Morning with the Dots back. Like I said, these only happen twice a week. SSJ Dot's Chamber will be happening either Friday or Saturday. Still working on my second week guest. If I don't get a guest for this week, next week for sure, which will probably be episode 2, is happening with Rhea. But if this one does happen, it will be episode 2. Then episode 3 is going to be next week.
Ooh. That's like the third burp you did that was like...
I was, what did I eat from work? Me and my coworker ordered some Jacks.
Okay, then. That'll do it.
Them chicken strips. Hey, man, Jack in the Box fell off with their chicken strips. They fell off. The chicken strips I had, they was cooked too much. It wasn't crispy. Like, it was crispy, but they was too stale. It wasn't like, take that bite. It's steamy, and the chicken's just whoosh. It wasn't crispy enough. And I was kind of mad. I was like, ugh. Spend money on this. Ugh.
That'll do it, eh? When you have food that's just not up to par, and you go, oh, this is it. You're ordering from another place for a good until you forget that taste that it left you with, and then you go back to it, and maybe it sucks again, and you remind yourself, well, yeah, I can't order this menu anymore. I'm going somewhere else.
I was gonna probably do burrito, but I was like, I did burrito Monday, so might do something different. But back to burrito next week.
Yeah, 2 weeks. It recharges, and then you forget what that's like.
Yeah.
How much? You know what though? I like the Jack in the Box tacos, Murdoch.
Oh, the tacos is good. If I remember when I went out to Texas for New Year's, me and my girl ordered the Mega Munchie box. I never ordered the Mega Munchie box before. That shit was good. Yeah, chicken strips in there, tacos, curly fries, all mixed in one. It was a big ass box too. We couldn't finish it.
Are
We
the
didn't-
fries like McDonald's fries? You have to have them when they're warm, or they lose taste.
I'd say with the curly fries, with the Jack in the Box regular French fries, those you need to eat those while they're hot. But the curly fries, I ain't gonna lie to you, if they're kind of cold, they still taste good.
Mm.
Not too cold, like but
Popeye's fries, the way that they're spiced, I can have them even after they're cold. Yeah, you prefer them warm, but cold is still fine. Get the biscuit. If you're in Popeyes, get that biscuit while it's fluffy right away, and then take everything else after.
Yeah, trying to reheat up Popeye's biscuit, you might as well throw it away at that point.
Yeah.
It's not worth. You might as well throw it away. Murdoch J said guilty pleasure. Hey, those tacos not a guilty pleasure. The chicken strips, that's a guilty pleasure now. But the tacos, those tacos are legit.
Too much
Right.
tacos for me, taco monger. You can see the definition in the pectorals, huh?
Yeah, I need to start getting it.
We
Well,
gotta motivate each other.
I need
We should. Kata, what if me and you had some sort of like pledge of, I don't know, lose 10 pounds or whatever the goal would be?
Oh, I'm down for it.
Like a push.
I mean, I already started getting back into my workout.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Wait.
we on our way, guys.
How much is that?
Mine's is 15 right now. I'm getting ready to update to the 20
Get on my level. Pounds or kilograms?
pounds.
25, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
We building up though. We building up. But for now, I mean, I should be doing lighter, but I can do 15 right now.
Yeah, you don't gotta worry about going lighter than 15. 15 is very possible.
Well, if I really wanted to take it slow, but like I say, back in 2019 when I was going, to the gym and stuff, I wasn't even pushing light anyways. So
do squats too with when you hold
Oh,
the
yeah,
dumbbell
yeah,
this way.
yeah.
It keeps you aligned when you hold it like a goblet, and that it promotes the proper form you're supposed to do with squatting. I'm telling you this, not that I practice what I'm saying, but I heard Triple H say it.
I literally do it with my squats.
Yeah.
So when I do my squats and stuff, I do it with the weights.
Okay, wait. We should challenge ourselves on the squats thing. What, I don't know, like 20, 30 squats? Where should we aim for?
I did
without stopping. Just pick a number. I'll let you know when I reach it.
I say 20.
Okay, I'll let you know if I do 20 right after the stream.
Yeah, I'll do 20. Well, I'm gonna do mine real quick before I go to sleep. But you guys, thank you all for watching. Need y'all start out peace, love, positivity, all that jazz. Don't do drugs. And like I always say, guys, deuces.